Hey everyone, it's Rick. Welcome to the video. Uh, I didn't even get this on there yet. This is a 14 by 14. Hopefully I'm going to try and get it done before some light hits on here. And it's pretty windy out here today. I'll talk loud. I got the mic hanging over here. I'm just going to do acrylic paint for you if you're a beginner. Sometimes when you see someone else do it, it'll give you ideas, and it really helps, I think, when you watch someone else paint. This is acrylic paint. I'm going to use water. I have a little water in a can or jug. And if you're a beginner, it's okay to lay out your landscape first if you want. I'll use a little burnt umber here. So I'm going to do a simple landscape for a beginner here. So let's have a cool mountain top it here. We'll give it some peaks, okay? Let's just lay it out with burnt umber. Get some cool peaks going up in here. Let's put a lot of them in there today, so we can put some snow up there. And we'll get a bunch of peaks just going across the back. Try and leave the side open so we can run a tree like here on the side from the foreground. So that looks pretty good. And maybe we'll have some distant trees coming maybe around like this to the front. Small here, getting bigger over here. And now let's have some land cut across here like this. This will be grass in here, and we'll have some foreground down here. We'll make this water in here. How's that sound? Water, grass, dirt, and some sky, and I'll show you how to do some cool clouds. So there's our layout. Really simple. I'm using acrylic brushes. I'm going to do a blue sky. I'll show you what kind of paint I'm using, believe it or not. Liquitex Basics acrylic. And the whole point of these acrylics is to try and get it to look like an oil painting. So I'm going to start with I got some light blue, I think they call it light blue violet. Yeah, it has a little bit of purple in it. So I'm going to start with that in my sky. I dip my brush in the water a little bit to help it run. Now this cheap paint, the viscosity, it doesn't cover very well, but that's okay because we're going to throw more colors up in the sky here. So we'll mix it in. This is a lighter blue here I'm using. In the sky, I just want to get some different blue colors going up in there. Now down here at the bottom, grab, don't even clean your brush off, grab some titanium white, and let's bring it down to the mountains. Titanium white. While that blue is still wet, grab a little bit of that blue with your brush, grab a little paint, and let's bring it down to the mountains here. Real loose. And our sky is pretty much done. Let's rinse your brush off and then kind of dry it off with a paper towel. And then let's come up here and let's kind of blend it in a little bit. I'm going to add a little Payne's Gray up here in the corner. Just some dark color. When we put the clouds up there, the clouds will take on a different look there. Just a little Payne's Gray up in there. Alright, Let's let that dry for a bit, and then we'll throw some clouds up there. Let's work our way down. It's the way I usually do. Sometimes I do it this way. Let's just paint our mountains in with Payne's Gray. Just use a filbert brush and get your peaks painted in first. This is Payne's Gray, okay, right out of the tube. And this is our underpaint, so don't worry about your brush strokes just yet. We're just getting the underpaint put in here. We're going to put different colors on top of this mountain, so let's just have a dark color underneath. Very good. Back here in the distance, grab a little titanium white now and mix it in at the bottom of the mountain, just at the very bottom. I'm going to use underneath this mountain here, I'm going to use raw sienna. Actually, I put a little bit of raw sienna and crimson red. I mixed raw sienna and alizarin crimson to get this like orange color, and I want to put that back here under the mountain. Just put the color down. This is the underpaint. Grab, rinse your brush off, grab a little titanium white now, a little titanium white, and just lighten up the back part of that red or orange. Make it a little lighter. Our trees are going to go on top of this, and that it should look cool underneath that mountain. Okay, that reddish color. I can already tell it looks kind of cool. It's a nice color. It gives the picture some color, because landscapes you get blue, green, and gray and white, you know, so you gotta throw a little bit of color in there somewhere. That'll look really nice once we're done. I'll throw some trees up on there when it dries. Over here, I want to make this all grass on this side. So back here I'm going to use a light green. I mixed sap green and yellow, okay? And let's just fill this in with sap green and yellow. Just take your brush and fill it in. And it's going to change as we go on. Down here I'm going to use my dark green. I mixed sap green and a little black to make it darker. As we move forward, I want the picture to get a little darker. So this is a little darker green here. It'll all come together. Let's just get our basic colors in first. I'm going to throw that dark green down here as well on this side. Let's put our water in now. Rinse your brush off. I'm going to use the blue violet, light blue violet for my water. Just put it in horizontal with your brush. Okay. Horizontal. Light blue violet. If you get some of the green in there, that's alright. Let it mix in there with it. So far it's looking good. So back here on the distance, take a little titanium white on your brush, just a little, and let's just make the distance a little lighter, just in the back on the water. Okay, just throw the white in there, it'll soak in. Just like that. And we'll take a little Payne's Gray and add it in to the foreground down here. Make this water a little darker here in the front. And keep the middle blue. That bluish color here in the middle. There we go. There's our water. It looks pretty good. I really like that so far. I'm going to get a smaller brush and put some snow on the mountains now. I'm going to use titanium white with a number 6 filbert brush. So I'm going to put the light coming in. Let's do the light coming in from the left today. So on each peak on the left side, let's just pull a little white down. Do each peak first. Just pull a little white down. And then we're going to shape our mountains here in a second. You can already kind of see them taking shape. Put a little more snow on this one. Over here. If you're new to this, just kind of put the snow on just like how I'm doing it. Your mountain will turn out looking pretty good. Just like that. Okay. That's why I hit each peak first, then I'll look at it. And now you can see we got dimension on our mountain. Now for this side of the mountain, you can either leave it gray, you could get, or mix, take a little bit of your Payne's Gray now, and mix a little bit of your blue in there. Just like that. And you'll get like a bluish color. And next to your white, everywhere you have white, pull a little bit of this bluish color, okay? Just imagine the sun's not getting onto this side of the mountain, so this is like, I call it the shadow side of the mountain. And like I said, you could either leave it gray or you can add color in there like this. I kind of like to add the color in there. Let's pull some of this grayish color down a little into the red. Just like that. Doesn't that look cool? Wow. That looks amazing. Looks really cool. So I'm going to do some trees here. Guess what? I'm going to use a fan brush, but an oil fan brush. And we're going to put some distant trees along this water and then getting smaller to the back here. So I have some sap green. I mixed black in it already, but I'm actually put a little more black in it. And fill up my fan brush with some color. And what I'm going to do, let's just start back here with your brush in the distance and pull it across the top of the paint across your water. Keep it small here, and now let's get a little taller over here. Bring this up a little like this. Now get a little color on your brush, and what we're going to do is pull some treetops up with the fan brush, real loose. I don't want it to look like we tried too much. I want it to look like kind of like impressionism. Just barely pull up a little and look like treetops. Okay, real loose, a little taller over here. Okay, really just let the brush do the work. Let it look natural. Don't try and like make them perfectly straight. Just like that, okay? That looks good. We'll have trees right on the water's edge here, going back, getting smaller in the distance here. It's all very simple. Down here, I'm just going to put some bushes with the same color on the edge of this water. So I'm going to stamp in some cool bushes here with my fan brush, just like this. Just stamp it in there with your, while it's wet, take a little bit of that color and pull it to the right at the bottom. And there we got instant bushes down there. It's looking pretty good. Over here I'm going to have bushes and then put a tree over here. So I'm still using the fan brush. It's an oil fan brush. The reason why I'm using this, look at it makes really nice bushes. Let's run some bushes over here now across to the side here. Just stamp them in real loose. At the bottom, pull a little bit to the left. I'm going to run a tree up here now. So I'm going to mix a little more of my green with a little more black, because I want this tree to be really dark. Okay? Just add a little more black to your sap green. And now I'm going to put a tree over here. I'm going to make it really tall. Down to these bushes. Easy tree now with an oil fan brush. Use the corner. Turn your fan brush sideways, and let's start putting our branches on. Keep it small at the top. Just let the brush put wherever the paint comes off of the brush, let it be, okay? Let's get some more paint on there. Make sure you mix enough black in there because you want it to cover over everything, okay? And let's just get wider and wider as you come down. Make the branches longer at the bottom. Very good. Let some of that green show through behind the tree, okay? Very good. I like that. It looks good. There's our scene so far. It's looking good. About all we need now is to finish the water. We'll put a reflection in here. Put some twigs, some clouds, and we're done. Okay? Really simple acrylic landscape. I'm going to highlight this tree here in a little bit. Let's do the water now. I think I'm going to use a knife. So with I'm not going to put a reflection. I guess I could put a reflection in the water here just from here this way. So how we're going to do that, take your fan brush and get a little bit of that color, the sap green, on your brush, and let's pull the color down in the water just like this. Just like that. Now rinse your brush off. Rinse your brush off and kind of dry it a little bit, and then go across it horizontally, just like that. There's our reflection. Really simple. Now let's get a little bit of titanium white on a knife, and we're going to run a water an edge down here in white. Just like that. If you don't have a knife, you can use your brush. Okay. I'm going to run a few water lines across the reflection, not too many, and bring some of that water forward. Make it look like there's some waves going on out there. That's all I'm going to do. I don't want this to be a long video. I'm at 21 minutes. It looks pretty good so far. I'm going to use a round brush for my clouds today. This is a number 6 round. And I'm just going to make the clouds white today. Let's start with some small ones down here around the mountain. I'm just going to stamp in like the top part of a cloud here. What would be the top part of it. We'll bring it all the way to the edge. Now add some more paint to your brush, and let's just make this cloud a little bigger at the bottom. That's enough. Now at the very bottom, very bottom, pull some of that color to the left. Just at the bottom. There's one cloud there already. Very simple way to make a cloud. Let's run one from here. What I'm doing is painting in the top part of the cloud here first. Just painting it in. The top part, and then I'm going to make it just make it a little bigger underneath. You can either paint it in or stamp it in. I'm going so fast it looks like I'm stamping it in, which I am, but I'm also brushing it in. Same thing at the bottom, just get a brush on it and pull it to the left before it dries. Let's see how that looks in there. I like it. Very simple clouds. There's so many ways to do clouds. This is an effective way. You can also just like stamp some color up in here like this and then just kind of brush underneath. Just like that. Very simple clouds, okay? You can just dot clouds wherever you want. And then just pull the bottom one way or the other. Okay, fill your sky up with clouds. Let's put another small one down here. We'll have it go up into this one. Alright, I like it. Alright, I like that sky. Very simple. Water's done. Let's highlight this tree real quick. I'm going to mix a little bit of the green I used here. Put a little white in it. Titanium white. And I'm going to highlight this tree with some titanium white and green. I'm just going to hit the top parts of my branches with this color, okay? Try and just hit the top parts. You want to leave a lot of that dark color in there, okay? That looks pretty good. I'm going to highlight some of these bushes now with the same color, just where I think the light's hitting. Just really quickly throw some color up there, over here. Just like that. You can highlight some of these trees here if you want. I think I'm going to leave them dark though, because I kind of like that. Let's I'll just do a few. You just barely need a little bit of color here, okay? Just on some key trees in there. Just put a little bit of color in there, like that, okay? Not too many. Alright guys, that's all I'm going to do on this one. I kind of like it. It's really simple. If you're just starting out with acrylic paint, I think you can do this one. It's pretty simple. Acrylic paints, it's different than oil. I got some videos with oil paint on my channel if you want to check those out. I'll start doing some oil painting landscapes again here pretty quick. But since the weather's so nice, I've been doing acrylic painting outside. I really enjoy it. So you could put some twigs down in here now. The twigs look good when you put them over the water's edge right here. They really look good, so make sure you put some twigs coming up from your bushes. And you can use black or white. Let me grab a little white. The white twigs look good too. You could put white twigs in there. My liner brush has had it. You really got to take care of your liner brush. Make sure it stays clean. So I could do a few more things while this is, I don't have any yellow out here, but if you want to lighten up some of your grass in the distance, let me throw a little yellow out here. Just wet your brush and then get a little bit of yellow on it. You're almost going to be like washing the back edge here with yellow, just to lighten it up a bit. Just like that. You can put a little yellow down here on this grass, just to brighten it up. Just like that. See how it changes the color up a bit? Add some color to it. Look how nice that red looks back there under the mountain. You see that? See how that came out? It's little details like that that make a difference. Give that one a try. That's a simple acrylic landscape. Wow. I really like that. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Cheers.